We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com. America, you've been warned. For weeks, we've been warning you about a single event we believe will happen in the next 12 months that will shake the very foundations of our nation. We've told you about the video that details this shocking prediction. So far, over 6 million people have watched this free video online. Have you? Again, this big event has nothing to do with war or the stock market, yet it could change everything about your normal way of life. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your family. Could this really happen? Well, the man who created this video has been right about many predictions in his career. He was among the first to predict the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. If you haven't taken time to watch this free video, do it right now. You may never think about America the same way again. You can find the free video at endofamerica3.com. Again, that's www.endofamerica3.com. Watch the free video at endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com. There's a man named Dr. Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor. Both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician, Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on health care by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, taking charge of their life, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs leading to side effects. This is clearly a deadly recipe. The good news is Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government and big pharma manipulation of our healthcare system. I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare and have joined forces to help this tireless crusader spread his message. Visit InfoWarsTeam.com and listen to Dr. Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I want you to join our InfoWars team. Go to InfoWarsTeam.com. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
All right, final segment. Just got a few minutes left with Dr. Steve Pieczenik. I want to jam in a few of your calls. We'll definitely have him back up and maybe just do calls because I love the questions listeners bring up. Chris, Michael, Mark, Bob, Brett, please just have a quick question or comment for Dr. Pieczenik. He's got to have quick answers. Chris in New Hampshire, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Pieczenik. For years, the thing I couldn't understand about the whole 9/11 fiasco was how nobody from within government had the guts to stand up and come forward. And obviously, things have changed, and you have restored a little bit of faith in my government, for me at least.
By the way, there have been a lot of whistleblowers from 9/11. Sybil Edmonds, Colonel Schaefer, the list goes on for hours, but go ahead.
I have been on the phone, sir, all day with the Attorney General, State Attorney General from New York, and their offices and their officers and investigators. I've also been on the phone with the district attorney in Lower Manhattan, who would have jurisdiction over a crime of this magnitude, obviously. Did you know, sir, that the district attorney in Lower Manhattan is Cyrus Vance, Jr.?
Yes, I knew that. That's the son. I believe it's the son of the man I worked with, Cyrus Vance.
Yeah, here's the headline. D.A. Vance announces arraignment of Dominic Strauss-Kahn for sexual assault in hotel, Cyrus Vance, Jr.
Correct. Well, they are very, very eager to hear from you. They want to speak with you regarding impaneling a grand jury investigation to hear what you have said. I have their phone number here if you'd like it.
Not at this particular point, but if they're happy to reach me, they know where to get me.
Okay, I have given them all your contact information, and actually, if you guys want to hear the interview that I conducted with their senior lead investigator at the district attorney's office, you can find that at 911dude.net.
All right, we'll look it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the people in New Hampshire.
All right, thank you so much. I got to jump to the next caller. That's interesting. Obviously, Dr. Pieczenik can find their number, or he says he's ready to be contacted by them. Getting deeper into this, Doc. Michael in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Alex.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Hey, I'd like to offer a brief observation and a synopsis of a solution that I've spent the last year of my life working on, and get Steve's informed comments on that.
Okay, real fast. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the observation is this. Currently, law enforcement, they use rewards for the arrest of and conviction of criminals, and it works very well. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to get really good results. But oddly enough, you see all the criminals that you've been talking about today on today's show, these law enforcement agencies, they're not offering rewards for their arrest. That's a very interesting observation. And because of this, I've spent the last year of my life working on a website called arrestwanted.com. And this is a website where Americans can directly contribute.
No, I've seen it, sir. You've sent it to us. We put money in, and then there's an award for somebody. That could be construed. We're putting bounties out, extrajudicial bounties out, and I appreciate your call. Let's go ahead and talk to Mark in Michigan. Mark, you're on the air. Go ahead. Quickly, please.
Hello, Alex. Dr. Pieczenik.
Hi.
I was on, I believe it was Drudge Report a couple of days ago, and they were talking about the 10 people that have turned up dead with regards to the BP Gulf oil spill, and also that the most experienced deepwater drilling manager at the time was removed from the platform just before they came to their most critical stage, and they brought in a rookie to take charge of the platform. And then all of a sudden, we had the spill, and Obama shuts down all drilling out in the Gulf, and shortly thereafter, he announces how he wants to be the best customer for Brazil. And then it comes out, to actually, believe it or not, on back, how George Soros owns 25 million shares of this oil company down there in Brazil. And it just seems like the same modus operandi that we're seeing with 9/11 and how the government's working and big money working against us in our nation.
Well, I can tell you BP is not a very effective organization. The shareholders are already questioning the management and CEO. He just messed up a major deal with Russia. So BP is on notice for the stockholders that they're not happy. So whatever else you could say, it's just not a very effective company.
All right.
Well managed.
We've only got a minute or two left. Bob in California, you're on the air. Go ahead, Bob.
Hey, Alex, thank you for the opportunity to
Sure.
speak with someone of Dr. Pieczenik's reputation and character. My question is this for Dr. Pieczenik. Several years ago, I had the opportunity to read a Chinese document on unrestricted warfare. My question is, if he had a chance to read that document, is it still valid today?
I think I know the document you're referring to. Basically, the Chinese warfare doctrine states that they will do a low-tech war and that they will not allow any incursion into their sphere of influence, which they determine to be quite extensive in South China Sea. And they've had real problems now with Vietnam, the Philippines, and the Spratly Islands. And we're aware of that. The CINCPAC is doing a very good monitoring and management of that whole area. But the Chinese are very aggressive, contrary to what they claim. They're exceedingly aggressive. But yes, I'm aware of the Chinese war doctrine. They're very aggressive.
All right, thank you so much. We're just out of time. Sorry to Brett and others. StevePieczenik.com. Doc, you've been very nice to spend time with us. A very interesting perspective on the world. We appreciate your courage coming here on the broadcast, and I'm going to go to this video, Obama bombshell, here in just a moment, but I'd like you to stay on hold so I can say bye to you once we go off air. But thank you for spending time with us.
Oh, it's an honor. It's a pleasure, and I do appreciate the audience. And please rest assured that you will be able to have an impact on our government, thanks to Alex and other people. It's nothing to do with me, but we have an amazing public in America, and we can't be fooled repeatedly. And remember, each generation has to fight for its own democracy. So that's where we are right now.
Absolutely. Dr. Pieczenik, again, thank you for joining us. Folks, we're about to go to the premiere of this video. It'll go up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com in a few minutes. Help get it out to everybody. Here's the premiere of the streaming video at PrisonPlanet.tv. And the audio for radio listeners. Obama bombshell, new birth certificate, a forgery. It is a 10.5-minute special presentation. Obama bombshell, new birth certificate, a forgery. Help get this out to everyone. Our previous video is already the top link on YouTube. Here it is.
Now, I know that there's going to be a segment of people for which, no matter what we put out, this issue will not be put to rest. But I'm speaking to the vast majority of the American people, as well as to the press. We do not have time for this kind of silliness. We got better stuff to do.
I've got some very important breaking news for you dealing with the whole President Obama birth certificate issue. But before I get into the latest developments, I want to make it clear. In the last 3 years, I did not embrace the birther issue. I'm somebody that questions government. Look at Nixon lying to us. Look at Clinton lying about Monica Lewinsky and then cruise missiling a African aspirin factory as a political diversion. Look at George W. Bush premeditatedly lying about WMDs in Iraq and being caught. So it's good to question. But there's all these real issues out there that Obama needs to be confronted on. Continuing torture, wars, giving health care waivers to his friends to not have to get the insurance. So many things. And I've wanted to focus on that. So when this whole birth certificate issue first got raised 3 years ago, I thought it was a red herring, a distraction from issues. But then a year or so later, when they released this government receipt of a birth certificate and told everybody that this was the original, and that nothing else existed, and you were a crazy conspiracy theorist if you believe that a long form existed.
Looney Tunes. And this craziness has spread to Capitol Hill for real now. Everybody's getting on the zoo bus when it comes to this question. Nutty questions about the president's birth certificate are being fueled by conservative talk show hosts like Rushbaugh himself and, of course, some others like Lou Dobbs. Yeah. I'm showing you his birth certificate. And it's on the screen now. Take a close look.
I knew that that was a lie. I knew that I had the original blueprint with my feet prints and my weight and the doctor's signature on it. I knew that that was a lie, but still I said, who knows? Then the White House spent over $2 million fighting lawsuits that were trying to get his long-form birth certificate released. Then the governor-elect, Abercrombie, of Hawaii, said in January, as he was going into office, that he would get the original birth certificate and release it. Then he told some of the newspapers there in Hawaii that he'd looked for it and couldn't find it. And I started saying to myself, man, this is really weird. Even if he couldn't find it, he's a Democrat, why would he say that he couldn't find it? It got stranger and stranger. Then about a month before this book was set to come out, Where's the Birth Certificate, by Dr. Jerome R. Corsi, Obama out of the blue comes out and gives a press conference and laughs about it and says, here is my original birth certificate. Here's the long form. And I'm like, wow, they're being honest, long form. So I said, good, we can put this red herring to bed and now focus on the real issues, like Obama going along with the Republicans in the continued banker bailout of tens of trillions of dollars. But then our phone started ringing, and we saw major Photoshop blogs that weren't even political looking at this and pointing out that when you put it in Illustrator, you could break it into layers. And that's normal, except that normally it only shows 2 layers. There were a whole bunch of different layers, and different areas were more pixelated and were lower res than other areas, showing clearly that it had been altered and Photoshopped. Then I began to notice that This was a typewriter